everybody, and welcome back to another video. And in this video I'll be showing you how to make a basic leaderboard that, well, if you don't know what a leaderboard is, it displays the amount of money you have, or points or cash or whatever. You can display it at the top right of your screen so everybody can see how much whatever you have, and you can put more than one slot. So right now I have a money slot at the top right, as you can see, and you can put like a money and then a cash or then a points here. Maybe you can put as many as you'd like. I'm pretty sure actually, I'm not sure how many you can do, but I guess I'll try to figure that out later. And this is the script that I stole from Roblox, and Roblox has a wiki tutorial on how to do this. I'll put the link to that in the description so you guys can go ahead and read it. If you're confused, maybe you didn't understand something from this video, you can go ahead and all the code is just right there in the wiki anyways. So the first thing you're going to want to do is I'm going to delete this and I'm going to insert a script into the workspace. Now what I'm going to do with the script is I'm going to rename it Leaderboard, and this leaderboard is named a leaderboard, so you know it's a leaderboard. You can name it whatever you want, actually. It doesn't really matter. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a function that will work when the player joins the game. So I'm going to do game.players. Well, hold on, let me put it this way. Whenever you do function on touch, you know this is a function. And then you're going to have to connect it all down here. Well, you can change this and you can simplify it, so instead of it being like all over the place, you can just remove this. And if we're going to make a player added function, so here's the simplified version, and you can do this with an on touch function or anything like that. And I guess you could say it's more advanced, but it still does the same thing, so you really don't need to know how to do this. But it just looks better, I don't know. And next thing we're going to do is local leader stats equals instance.new model. Alright, now let me tell you what all this does. This right here will run whenever the player joins the game. It's going to do whatever's in this, inside the function. Now what we did here was we created a model. And this is the local leader stats, so basically we're calling this leader stats for ourselves, but we have to rename it leader stats, if that makes any sense. So this is like, pretend, I guess a good example for this would be a variable. If we had a variable, let's say Bob equals 4, right? Now this is what our variable is called. Now right here is basically like our variable, so we can just do leader stats, which is the model. So that's basically what we're doing, and with this leader stats, we're creating the leader stats as a model, and now we're gonna have to name that model, if that makes sense. So to name this model, we're gonna do leader stats.name equals whatever you want it to be called. So it's gonna be leader stats because it's our leader stats, obviously. Or you could change it, I guess you could, but it depends. Now we're gonna do leader stats.parent equals player. This is putting the leader stats inside of the player, so the parent of the leader stats will be the player. And since we have player right here and found the player from our function, and we're gonna go ahead and put player right here, so now it knows, since it found the player from our function, it knows where the player is. So we're putting the leader stats inside of the player. So now whenever you go into test mode, there's going to be a model that says leader stats. So that's what that's going to do. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is local money, which is what our thing's going to be called, money. You can name this whatever you want, but it's pretend like a variable, like the same thing as the leader stats, equals instance.new, and we're going to want to put an int value, and we're going to want to put this into our, what'd I do? Oh yeah, I forgot to put quotation mark int value, if I could type. Alright, now what this is doing is this is creating an int value, and the game doesn't know what to do with this int value yet, but all it knows is it's named money. And yeah, so now what we're going to do is we're going to name it. So money is the name of our variable, which is the int value, and now we're going to name the int value this, and we're just going to do money.name money, and then we're going to do money.value, so we're changing the value of, we should do money.name equals money. So it knows it equals this. Then we're going to do money.value equals whatever you want to start with your money off. So if I do 100, then you're going to start with $100. If I do 0, you're going to start with $0. If I do negative that, then you're going to start with negative that. So I'm just going to do $10 to start. And then money.parent equals leader stats. So what this is doing is it's saying that the money is the parent of leader stats. Or basically what it's saying is the money is inside of leader stats. The other way I said that doesn't make much sense. But so we're putting it inside of leader stats, setting the value to 10, naming it money, and creating the end value right here. And all of this should work. And I'm going to explain this one more time. When the player joins, add a new model instance inside of the player, which right here we say leader stats.parent equal player. This is putting it inside the player, because if you do script.parent with an alright, let me give you another example. So if we do insert object and find, for example, part, and then we do right click, insert object, and let's just do vector3 value or tool. Oops, my bad. The part is the parent of the tool, so we're saying money.parent is leader stats. So pretend that this is named money. We're going to rename this money. Money.parent equals leader stats. So if you do money.parent, then you know that you're getting the leader stats, right? And we're going to make money.parent the leader stats. So in order to do this, we're just going to put money into the leader stats, which is basically what it's doing for both of these lines. And so add the player, create a model, name it leader stats, put it inside the player, put the leader stat model inside the player, then local money in value, making it in value, naming the in value money. So this is what displays as the name of your whatever you want. So for me, it's going to be money. Let's say I want to be coins. Now it'll display coins. Now let's say we want it to be taxes or something. Can't really do that, but taxes, then it's going to be taxes. Now we can change this. This is the what your value is when you start with. Then this is putting the money into your leader stats. Whoa, what did I just do? Oh, okay. I never knew you could do that. Huh, is that new? I don't know. But yeah, so let's go ahead and test this. Alright, so as you can see, our leaderboard script is right here, and if we go into our player, we have leader stats. This is our model that we put into the player, and the name is tax because that's what I named it. And in the properties, an int value holds numbers and numbers only. It can't hold letters. Can it hold it? Yeah, it can hold negatives, so you can do like -9, and I have -$9, and you can spend all this money and a tycoon or something that you can make, and I can make a tycoon tutorial later, but for now, this is what you need to know. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.